In reviewing We the People stimulus package, I saw Bob Basso imitating his version of Thomas Paine. I was shocked. I could not believe my ears when I heard what his policies actually were. Now, this stimulus package includes everybody mailing a tea bag off to what he calls your unrepresentative representatives. It seemed to be kind of a warning right there. Since the original Tea Party, we were throwing the tea in the harbor, now we're sending it to the government. I think that that's a mistaken approach. I think it's really is dangerous because people will actually think they've done something of value in sending that. I think the idea of coming together is a great idea. But listen closely to what he is suggesting. He is talking about bringing back universal service. What does he mean? 2 years of active service in the military or in some sort of community service for everybody. Every young man, every young woman. Community service. Like it's a great idea. Community service is a great idea, but what he is talking about is servitude. It is the power of the government to force your sons and daughters to work for them at what they think your sons and daughters ought to be doing. Now he's talking about unrepresentative representatives, and the first thing he wants to do is give them the power to decide what your children, your young men, are supposed to be doing every day when they get up in the morning. If you can do 2 years, why not do 4? Why not do 6? Let's do 10. Hey, why not just go all the way up till when you retire or die? It is not the kind of power you want to be giving to a government you've already admitted doesn't represent you very well. And if you look into history, you will find that it is a terrible idea and even referred to as a rejection of God when you give men that kind of power. Thomas Paine mentions it, quotes extensively from Gideon and Proverbs and from 1 Samuel chapter 8. When the voice of the people came to Samuel and wanted to get a leader that would have this power to exercise authority, God said it was a rejection of him. That was we, the people of those days, were rejecting God by wanting to give more power to their government or to men who were posing as their government. And this is the warning that God told Samuel to give to the people, to we the people. And I give it to we the people now. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen. And some shall run before his chariots, a dangerous place to be. He will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over 50s. And make his instruments of war. He will take your sons and daughters. He will take your fields, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. He will take and give to his officers and to his servants. He will take your goodliest young men, put them to his work. He will take, and ye shall be his servant. What do you not get about universal service is a bad idea. It's a terrible idea. God objects to it, says it's a rejection of him. Thomas Paine is quoting Samuel, saying the same thing. But the imitation Thomas Paine is saying it's a good idea. It's not a good idea, and God goes on to tell the people why in Samuel when he says, "And ye shall cry out, and the Lord will not hear you in that day. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey. They would not listen, and we the people got this goofy idea of universal service." When you look into the video, you'll see his call for universal service as he numbers these things off. A number of the other things I'd love to talk to you about, but not here. But underneath the quote for the call for bringing back universal service, I don't know when we ever had universal service, at least not as he's talking about it, and not as it's being proposed today in America, and already is that way in many other countries. But underneath it, there's a partial quote that may be familiar to a lot of you. Ask not what your country can do for you. The whole quote is, and so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. But Mr. Basso doesn't want to ask you what you can do for your country. He wants to give the power to the unrepresentative representatives to tell you what you're going to do for your country, how long you're going to do it, where you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, and he wants both your sons and daughters doing it. Somebody ought to think about this a lot closer to what kind of power you're giving to a government you already think is not really representing your interests. Another quote comes to mind. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 19. While they promise them liberty, they themselves are servants of corruption. For of whom a man is overcome, of the same he is brought into bondage. We the People stimulus package, if it promotes the idea of universal service, it's rejecting God. It's rejecting the precepts of God and the prophets of God from Moses to Jesus Christ. You're endowed by your Creator with the right to choose what and how and who you will serve. You need the right of choice in order to become a virtuous individual. And without virtue, there will be no liberty in any country, in any government, in any land.